welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you two of my best tips for tomorrow's racing. Now, before we get stuck into them, I quickly just want to apologise for not making a video on today's racing. I just didn't have the time last night because I was obviously watching Sports Personality of the Year, trying to see if Holly Doyle could win the prize, but unfortunately she could only finish in third place. But to be fair to her, she still did really well, and I hope some of you voted. I was a bit gutted that she didn't win, but hey, that's life, and she's done very well to even get that far. So yeah, great there for the sport, with Holly Doyle clinching third place in the Sports Personality of the Year. And also as well for today's racing that I really didn't fancy too much, so they were the main reasons why I didn't make a video. Also as well, if you want to know how I got on from Sunday's results, in the end we would have just come out with a bit of small profit, nothing to really write home about in the end, because our nap was a fairly short price, advertised at 13 to 8. That was Princess Roxy. Got the job done for Harry Bannister and Ben Case at Fakenham, so that was a nice winner for us there. And then the next best just went down fighting by a short head at Southwell. Was very well backed, advertised at 15 to 8 on my YouTube channel, and then was sent off as an odds-on favourite, I think, in the end, or it might have been 6 to 5, the final SP. But yeah, just lost in the final 100 yards or so. I think at one point the horse Spring Romance did hit the front, but just got out-battled in the closing stages, and that's the way it goes sometimes. So we nearly had the Nap and next best double on Sunday. Like I said, they weren't original selections, they were both fairly short prices, but at the time that's what I fancied. And also as well, I didn't fancy anything else at big prices. I try and often now and again put things up at big prices, as a lot of you guys will know. And also as well, tomorrow some of my selections won't be, well, they might be favourite come post time, but they're not favourites at the moment, so fingers crossed we can find a bit more value for tomorrow's racing. Also as well, I should just mention, as the schedule comes up to Christmas, obviously it's the last day's racing in the UK tomorrow before they have their annual Christmas break. I will be doing a video on Christmas Eve for my selections and my fancies on Boxing Day. As obviously now we know the reorganisation of the Christmas plans here in the UK, I will be doing a lot more videos than I probably anticipated than I would do. So yeah, so over Christmas nothing should really change. I will be doing my daily selections. It's got some cracking racing, obviously at Kempton over in Ireland, the Welsh National at Chepstow, lots of other good stuff as well, even the Shallow Hurdle at Newbury later on in the week. So yeah, lots of stuff to get stuck into. And also as well, I should mention that I'm going to be recording the brand new episode of the In the Saddle podcast tomorrow evening. It'll probably be out on Wednesday, teaming up with the usual gang of Mark, Katie and Paul. So if you want to listen to that, we'll be reviewing all the big races over the Christmas period. It should be out on Wednesday, and it's available to listen on all good podcast apps, including the likes of iTunes, Spotify and SoundCloud. So that's enough promotion there. Also as well, I should just promote before I forget, I will be teaming up with Shireen Wu again, going back on her YouTube channel tomorrow to do a Happy Valley preview. The last two times I've appeared on her YouTube channel, we've had some good success in Hong Kong. We tipped up a 16 to 1 winner at the international meeting with Shireen, and then also as well I tipped up a 9 to 1 winner on our free race Happy Valley preview last week. So hopefully I can continue the good form in the Far East and find some winners there. And make sure you follow me on Twitter at LuckyLoaders15, where I'll be posting the link to that, or you could just Google Shireen Wu and you'll find a link to, and hopefully you'll stumble across her YouTube channel. So yeah, that's enough of me talking about that and promoting myself. Let's get on then for the tips into tomorrow's racing. And actually not a bad card, considering it is the last meeting before Christmas tomorrow at Huntingdon. And also as well, I thought Lingfield wasn't too bad, but we're going to be going to Huntingdon tomorrow for the first one of them, and this is where my nap's going to be coming in the 135 with a horse called Zhiguli for Niall Houlihan, claiming 7, and he's riding for his boss Gary Moore. Now you can currently back this horse at the time recording just before 7 o'clock at 6 to 1 each way with Skybet, who offer an amazing 5 places on this race. Now I thought this horse brought some of the best recent form in here. I know there's a couple of horses that have won on their last starts, but Zhiguli I thought ran an absolute cracker last time in a better calibre of event, even though it was a class 4 at Lingfield when he finished in 3rd place. He bumped into some progressive types that day, or some classier animals who were rated at least around the 120 mark. He's one of the highest rated horses in this race tomorrow, Zhiguli. He's actually rated 109, and with Niall Houlihan £7 claim, in essence he's going to be running off a mark of 102. So that's going to be helping him there. And there's a lot of weak horses in this race that haven't shown a lot of form. So I do think he is a fairly big price. But Zhiguli has been improving with his running, in my opinion. Also as well, on his penultimate start, he bumped into Dusart at Newbury, which appears to be not a bad novice hurdle. But Soaring Glory has been a little bit disappointing from Jen Neal's team in his last couple of starts. He fell at Wetherby, and then he ran okay in the Kennel Gate at Ascot, even though My Drogo does look a nice prospect for the Skelton. So I think the form of that Dusart win, even though a lot of people are marking up Dusart as a horse to follow this season and looks to be very exciting, I would just question mark the form of that Newbury race. But obviously he couldn't have done any more than what was in the field that day, Dusart. So yeah, hard to know really, but this would definitely be a boost for his form, and I can't see why Zhiguli in this race, off a mark of 109, can't go very close. I still think he could be improving. Also as well, Gary Moore's stable have been in fairly good form of late. They've been having some winners. They had a good day on Fakenham. They had a good day at Fakenham on Sunday. And also as well, even before that, we've had a few Gary Moore winners this month. You might remember we put up a couple of his tips at Fontwell, and also as well a couple of other tracks he's done quite well for us this month. So yeah, Gary Moore's team a yard to be following at the moment, and I think they've got a really good chance with this horse here. And I thought 6-1, that represented a fair good bit of each way value actually, and I thought this horse could be slightly shorter come post time, and I think with the £7 of Niall Houlihan coming off, that's a bit of daylight robbery for me. So yeah, that's going to be my nap of the day in the 135 at Huntingdon, Zhiguli. We then go with the last tip of the day, which runs in the 3:15, the next best, and this is actually in the final race at Lingfield. 3:15 there, and we're going with a horse here called City Escape for William Humphrey, claiming 7. I think he's riding for its mum. I think it's his mum, Sarah Humphrey. Now this horse you can currently back it at 7-1 with Bet365, and I'm actually going to recommend an each way selection here. Now this horse has definitely been improving on her most recent starts, and arguably you could say she ran a career best last time out when she was finishing in third place at Lingfield, where she absolutely flew home down the straight there. And that's definitely been her running style of late. She's a horse that likes a strong pace, and she comes from off it, and she comes with a late turn of foot. However, since joining Sarah Humphrey, I think this filly was previously with Ray Guess. Since joining this yard, they've stepped her up in trip to 10 furlongs, and she's really seemed to relish it. Beforehand, she was going over, and she was tried over sprinting trips. And I think if you actually look at her pedigree and look a little bit more into it, she's definitely gonna would have appreciated for stepping up in trip. So going over 10 furlongs, this trip looks ideally made for her. Maybe in time she could get 1.5 miles, but I just think that the way she keeps improving at the moment, and she's only had a couple of starts for this yard, I think she's going to be bang there tomorrow. And if you were watching the racing at Lingfield today, not many horses were making all, so I think it's going to be it's definitely going to be it's definitely going to hopefully pay dividends playing on the closers. That's what I was trying to say. You want to be following the closers, and I just think that this horse off the mark, off the same mark again of 62, does have a fairly good chance in this race. And also as well, this horse is drawn out wide, but again, that wouldn't be a worry for me because she's going to have to tuck in anyway, and she wouldn't want to go forward. So yeah, if she can get a nice pace to aim at, there's a couple of horses in here you would have thought that would go forward. I think the David O'Meara horse will probably be handy, and there's a couple of others as well. I just thought that the race could set up really ideally for this horse, for City Escape, and I think at 7-1 represents a good bit of value there, and that's why this horse is going to be my next best of the day. So they're the 2 tips for tomorrow's racing. Just quickly recap there. In the 135 at Huntingdom, we go with Zhiguli. That's the nap of the day at 6-1 each way, and then in the 3:15 at Lingfield, we go City Escape, and that is 7-1 each way. So if you're enjoying these videos, please remember to subscribe here to my YouTube channel at LuckyLoads15, and also as well, make sure you subscribe, because it means every time I upload a video, you'll get a notification, and that means you'll be getting notifications over the Christmas period to when I'm uploading my videos. So make sure you do that if you haven't done so already. It's really important you do if you like my work. Also as well, if you're enjoying them, please remember to give us a thumbs up. I really appreciate all the support you give me. And if you want to follow me on social media, like I said earlier, the best place to do so is on social media, is at Twitter, where my handle is at LuckyLoader15, and that will mean you'll get all the links to my work, so make sure you do that. And also as well, if you want to find out a little bit more about myself, my website is www.chrisloaderracing.co.uk. So please gamble responsibly. Hopefully we can have some winners tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.